Okay, so magandang umaga, magandang gabi. Yan, kasi ano sa Boy Scout magandang umaga kasi lagi sa amin. So magandang gabi po sa lahat po ng mga bumubuo ng magistrate at lahat po ng mga kapatid naming mga Katoliko saan man kayong sulok ng daigdig. Ngayong gabing po ito ay pag-uusapan natin ang isa sa napaka-controversial and decisive na issue sa ating lipunan, especially dito sa Pilipinas. No, mainit-init na pinag-uusapan lalo na nung nakaraang taon pero hanggang ngayon nakabinbin pa rin ito. Ito nga ay ang paksa ng divorce. Okay? So, bakit po kailangan ng divorce at bakit hindi kailangan ng divorce? At bakit po tayong mga Katoliko, especially ang ating Santa Inang Iglesia, ay mariing tinututulan ang divorce, no? At ang pagpapatupad nito, no, dito sa ating bansa. Ano bang meron, no? Kapag sinabi nating divorce, ano ba yung nakasalalay? Ano ba yung nakokompromiso, no, kapag po ang divorce ay sa batas at naipatupad na dito sa ating bansang Pilipinas? Well, alam ko po na tayo naman merong mga may reservations, may mga sarili naman tayong opinion, may pros and cons tayo, pero dito lang naman po hindi naman namin sinasabi na magfu-fully agree, no? Kahit sa amin dito naman may mga parang kung pwede lang ganito, kung pwede lang ganito, di ba? Pero ang pine-present na lang namin dito kasi yung paninindigan ng Santa Inang Iglesia, hindi po paninindigan namin personal. Kasi kung paninindigan namin personal, maaari kong sabihin na ako'y pro-divorce, maaari kong sabihin na ako'y hindi, parang ganon, di ba? May halong bias, may halong mga rason dahil sa mga factors na kinakaharap ng isang tao. Pero, ang sabi ko nga, pure lamang po yung intention namin dito. I-share lang namin itong stand ng simbahan patungkol po sa aral o patungkol po sa aral nito ukol po sa divorce. Ganun din po ang pananaw po ng Biblia. Ayan. So, next slide tayo, brother. Magistrate. Minabati ko pala si Prof. Inquisitor na wala ngayon dito, siguro po ay busy. Ayan, or nagpapahinga. So, ito pong picture na to ay taken from, of course, the CBCP News. Sabi ng lolo ko, ang kasal, hindi parang mainit na kaning isinubo na iluluwa kapag napaso. No to divorce. Sabi nung parang cartoon or parang ano dito. So, sino po dito ang mga ikinasal? Ayan, meron na po, marami na. Lalo dyan sa mga nanonood. Ayan.
Ako, tsaka si Bro Ragnar.
Ayan.
Kami ay kasal na last year pa.
Wow, yan, sana all. No?
Ayan,
So,
kami ay nagkakilala dito sa Catholic platform. Nagpapasalamat kami dahil kung wala ang platform na ito, hindi kami magkakakilala, hindi kami
Yun.
magiging magkaibigan, hindi kami magiging magkaibigan.
Ayan, kinikilig naman ako. Sobra naman talaga, Sister Macy, no? Mga na, syempre mga blessings. Nandito lang pala sa TikTok si Mr. Right. dito lang pala pinagtagpo at tinadhana.
Andito
Dahil
lang
sa
pala
TikTok,
sa
no?
TikTok ang napapangasawa ko. Hindi ko pa akalain na
Hindi mo in-expect, no?
hindi ko
Sino ba naman
expect na
mag-e-expect? Pero
ang
sabi nila
magiging
tatlo daw
asawa ko ay kaibigan ko rin. Ayan.
At kasama
At
pa sa
masaya.
pananampalataya.
Oo, masaya din naman ako kasi hindi ko akalain na ang Diyos din naman pala ang maglilid sa akin para makilala ko ang aking mapapangasawa.
Mm. Ayan. So, makikita natin, mga minamahal na mga kapatid, na isa sa involved dito sa usaping divorce ay naturally ang sakramento ng kasal. Ang sakramento ng kasal ay ang pagbibigay ng opisyal na basbas ng simbahan para sa dalawang individual upang kilalanin silang kaisa na, no, sa harapan ng Diyos. Sila ay iisang laman, iisa sa puso, isa sa isip bilang mag-asawa, no, sa harap ng Diyos. Yan po, no. Kaya po ang simbahan ay naninindigan na ang sakramento ng kasal ay isang inviolable social and human institution na hindi dapat maging mahina, no? At hindi dapat masira, kundi ito ay dapat na mapalakas. Yan po ang paninindigan ng ating simbahan. Ayan. Next po, brother. Ayan. So kung makikita po ninyo, mga kaibigan, sa banal na kasulatan, merong talata na kung saan ay sinasabing inalaw, no? Kilala niyo po ba yan, yung may bato? No, kapag binagsak po yung bato diyan, ako po yung tatamaan. No? Kasi nakaharap po sa akin si Moises. Yung direction po ng bato, dito ata siya ipupukpok sa ulo ko eh. Yan. So, makikita po ninyo na itong si Moises, no, ayon po sa Mateo, no, sa Ebanghelyo ni San Mateo, ay nagpahintulot ng diborsyo noon sa mga Israelita. At yaon nga ang parang sinagot ng ating Panginoong Hesukristo, yung slip o kaya yung tinatawag natin na parang nakalusot, no, na sira doon sa batas ni Moises, ay isa na po doon ang divorce. Kumbaga, merong konting nakalusot na nakalawang, no, doon sa makintab na ginto ni Moises na yung kanyang batas, at iyon nga po ang pagpapatupad noon ni Moises ng divorce. Pero kapag titignan naman po natin yung sinabi ng Panginoong Hesukristo, kasi inalaw ni Moises ang divorce dahil sa katigasan ng inyong mga puso. Di ba? Inalaw ni Moises kasi matigas yung puso ninyo, wala na kayong pinapakinggan, no? Kaya para siguro maiwasan, no? Yun ang pagkakamali siguro ni Moises, no? Para maiwasan na yung mga tao ay magrebelde, no? Inisip yung kapakanan ng mga tao kaysa sa pagsunod sa batas ng Diyos. No, doon sa utos ng Diyos, no? Yun yung nililinaw at itinama ng ating Panginoong Hesukristo. Kaya nga sabi ng Panginoong Hesukristo, what God, no, hath bind together, let no man separate. No? What God had united together, let no man separate. No? Hindi paghihiwalayin ng tao ang pinagsama ng Diyos. Yun yung sabi ng ating Panginoong Hesukristo. And knowing that Jesus Christ, our Lord, is God Himself, He is the new Moises. He is greater than Moises. He is the one who wrote the law, no? Na hawak-hawak ni Moises. Siya inuukit ng kanyang kamay. Kaya meron siyang karapatan, itama si Moises, di ba? So next po, brother. Ito intro lang po natin. Sabi dito, God hates divorce, no? Sa Malakias 2:16. God hates divorce. Very simple na kataga pero napakalinaw ng mensahe. Ayaw po ng Panginoong Diyos ang divorce. Ito po ang pinaninindigan ng ating simbahan. Kung hindi sana tinuro ng Biblia na ng Panginoong Hesukristo na ang divorce ay hindi katanggap-tanggap, hindi sana po ito tututulan ng simbahan. Diba? Kung hindi lang sana ito na isulat sa Biblia, hindi ito tututulan ng simbahan. Makikita nyo po kung gaano ipagtanggol, pahalagahan, ipreserve ng simbahan ang pananampalatayang tinanggap niya sa Diyos at sa Panginoong Hesukristo. Akalain mo, kahit buong England humiwalay sa pananampalatayang Katoliko, hindi man lang natinag ang Iglesia Katolika. Ganyan po siya ka-faithful sa kanyang asawa na si Hesukristo. Handang talikuran ang lahat, wag lang si Kristo. At ganyan din yung attitude ng Panginoong Hesukristo nung hindi paniwalaan nung mga alagad at nung mga tao yung kanyang itinuturong katawan at dugo. No? John 6:66, tumalikod sila. Mahirap ang kasabihang ito, ang turong ito. No? Kahit pa yung mga alagad niya, kayo ba, aalis din ba kayo tulad nila? Go on, parang ganun, no? Hindi niya sinabing, please, wag na kayong umalis. Ang dami nang umalis, no? Hindi niya sinabing gano'n, hindi siya for clout lang, kundi para siya sa, kumbaga, sa katotohanan na itinuturo niya. So, gano'n din yung naging paninindigan ng Iglesia Katolika noong hindi siya magpatinag kay King Henry VIII, no? Nung kanyang i-divorce sa pilitan yung kanyang asawang si Catherine of Aragon. At alam nyo ba, mai-share ko lang nabasa nyo ba yung yung letter ni Catherine of Aragon? Kasi pagkatapos siyang ma-divorce, actually divorce yun pinalabas lang na annulment no? Hanapin ko dito, matapos siyang i-divorce ni King Henry, siya ay parang nilimit, parang ikinulong or something like in exile dun sa isang tower ata, no? And then si Anne Boleyn na naging kabit ni King Henry, tuwang-tuwa daw sila. May mga account na nagsasabing tuwang-tuwa daw sila, no, sa pagdurusa ni Catherine of Aragon, mga ganon. Pero hindi naman na-prove yung mga yon. May nagsasabi din na umiyak si King Henry, no? Ayan, pero parang hindi na nila siya binigyan ng state funeral. Hindi ko lang alam kung binigyan o binigyan. I-correct nyo po ako ha. Yun po yung nangyari. Pero maraming supporter noon si Catherine of Aragon. At meron siyang isinulat bago siya mamatay. Ayan. No? I-share ko lang kasi related po ito sa related ito sa ating tawag dito sa ating topic about marriage and divorce. Hanapin ko lang po dito, no? Don't worry, tuloy-tuloy naman po yung pagsasalita ko at itry kong basahin sa inyo yung letter, no, ni Aragon, no, ni Catherine of Aragon. And isa pa sa nakaka-antig, no, ng damdamin na na-discover nila, no? Sige lang brother, Exo, is that noong namatay si Catherine of Aragon, nakita nila na yung kanyang puso, no, ay nangitim. May kakaibang kulay itim yung kanyang puso. Siguro dahil ito sa no, dahil ito sa labis na kalungkutan. Yan, search ko na nga dito. Catherine of Aragon. Ayan, labis na kalungkutan siguro dahil sa talaga naman na na mahal niya si King Henry. Pero bago siya mamatay, nakapagsulat siya ng isang napakagandang letter. At yun po yung itatry kong basahin sa inyo ngayon, no? Yung kanyang nakakaantig balahibong letter. Ayan, ito ata yun Wait lang. Kung saan makikita nyo yung ito sabi niya. Ito letter na niya kay King Henry to bago siya mamatay. Hindi ko lang alam kung nabasa ito ni King Henry talaga, pero may nagsabi na nung nabasa ni King Henry ito, siya ay nanangis, naiyak siya, no, and nalungkot. Sabi niya, "My Lord and dear husband, I commend myself to you." Ito, si Catherine of Aragon, napakarami niyang pinagdaan ng pagsubok at kalungkutan nito, di ba? Kasi talagang pinagpalit siya ni King Henry VIII. Sabi niya, "My Lord and dear husband, I commend myself to you. The hour of my death draws near." Kasi alam niya may sakit na siya "And my condition is such that because of the tender love that I owe to you, and in only a few words," kaya ito parang martyr siya "I put you in remembrance of the heat and safeguard of your soul, which you ought to prefer before all worldly matters and before the care and tendering of your own body, for the which you have cast me into many miseries and yourself into many anxieties." Na nagdulot sa ating pareho ng kalungkutan at problema. Itong si Catherine of Aragon, kahit na natiwalag na si King Henry sa Roma, nanatiling faithful ito sa pananampalatayang Katoliko, no? Nanatili siyang faithful sa pananampalatayang Katoliko. Ayan, so sabi niya, "For my part, I do pardon you all. Yes, I do wish and devoutly pray to God that He will also pardon you." Sabi niya dun sa minamahal niyang asawa. "For the rest, I commend unto you Mary, our daughter," yung anak nilang si Mary, "beseeching you to be a good father to her, as I herefore desired, I entreat you also on behalf of my maids to give them marriage portions, which is not much, since there are only 3 of them. Yung mga katulong niya na bigyan daw sila ng mas marami man lang na bayad or sahod, no? Kasi konti lang naman sila. For all my other servants, I ask for 1 year's pay more than their due, lest they should be unprovided for. Lastly, I vow that mine eyes desire you above all things. Ayan, sabi ni Catherine of Aragon bago siya mamatay, no? Nung yun yung sulat niya dun sa kanyang asawang si King Henry na nang divorce sa kanya. So makikita mo that doon sa love, doon sa mag-asawa, pag naghihiwalay sila, no, maraming cases na either both parties or doon sa isa ay nagdudulot ito ng talagang matinding kapighatian at kalungkutan. Kasi yung isa, sabihin natin hindi na niya mahal yung isa may iwang nagmamahal dun sa isa. No? So mahirap para dun sa isa na makita yung isa na pumunta na sa iba at sinira yung kanilang marriage bond. Kaya nga nagkinasal kayo no? Kasi nga kayo ay nag-promise sa isa't isa, no, till death do you part, no, that in health and in sickness, in happiness and in sorrow, kayo ay magdadamayan. No, kapag nabasa nyo yung promise, no, doon sa altar, doon sa kasal, no, napakaganda. And sabi dito, our Lord and Saint Paul explicitly forbid it in Matthew 19 verse 6, pero may sinasabi sila diyan yung unless, no, unless by reason of adultery. Pero yung ang punto pala doon sa 19 verse 6 hindi pala about sa adultery, no, na i-divorce mo yung asawa mo pag nagkaroon ng adultery, kundi about concubinage, yung wala naman talagang kasal na naganap. Pero that's tantamount sa ating panahon ngayon sa annulment. 1 Corinthians 7:10-11. And the Catechism condemns it as immoral, a grave offense against the natural law that does injury to the covenant of salvation. Kasi nakabatay tayo sa pakikipagkasundo ni Kristo sa kanyang simbahan, ng kanyang asawa. No, kung didivorcein din ni Kristo yung kanyang asawang simbahan at aasawahin yung bagong iglesia na tatagkunwari ni Manalo, parang ganun ang magiging sitwasyon. No, hindi naman pwedeng ganun, di ba? And is truly a plague on society, bringing grave harm to the traumatized, deserted spouse, parang nangyari kay Catherine, and children. That's according to CCC 2384, based on the article of Miller, published 2018. Okay, so next, brother. Ayan. So, what is the difference between a contract marriage and a covenant marriage? Kaya yung kapatid ko kasi, nag-civil marriage sila. Pero sabi ko sa kanila, find time ha, merong parang mass wedding, no? Or kaya mag-church wedding pa rin kayo kasi yan talagang pinipilit ko sila. No. Ngayon, kasi parang minsan kasi nagiging marriage of convenience na kaysa civil na hindi po kinikilala, no, ng Iglesia Katolika, yun pong civil wedding, no? Or yung sa huwes or sa mayor, no? What is the difference then of a contract marriage and covenant marriage? Ito na naturo sa akin nung nagpunta ako sa Nueva Vizcaya sa Cayapa. Meron doong isang pare who is a canon lawyer at ang pinag-uusapan nila ay yung isang special case ng annulment na involve ang isang identical twins. No? Paano kaya nangyari yon? No, identical twins na ikasal, parang nagkamali, parang ganon. So kailangan nilang i-annul yung kasal. And then eventually, nakausap ko siya, sabi niya, alam mo, ang Catholic Church, merong batas, sabi niya. That's the canon law. It's a legal law also of the church. The church is also an institution, no? Na hindi lang religious, no? It has also its own laws and legal system, sabi niya. And in fact, yun pa yung isa sa pinagbatayan ng mga mas magong batas. Pero, merong element sa batas natin na hindi kinuha, no, ng batas ng simbahan. At merong mga retain ang batas ng simbahan kasi still religious pa rin siya. Yun yung word na covenant. Imbes na contract, no? Marriage contract ang tawag kapag sa civil. Actually, yung ginagawa sa civil na kasal, yun ay only a contract marriage. Contract. Anong ibig sabihin ng contract? Between two people. Yun namang ginagawa doon sa kasal sa simbahan, that's a covenant marriage between three people. No? Ikaw, sino pa? Yung asawa mo at yung pare. Pero do you know who are the ministers of the sacrament of baptism of matrimony? Hindi po ang pari ang talagang ministro na nangangasiwa, no, ng sacrament of matrimony. It's the couple. Kayo. No? Kaya dito ako namali doon sa quiz namin noon no, sa theology Kasi ang nalagay ko, syempre ang priest, no, siya yung nangangasiwa doon siya yung minister But the minister, no, of the sacrament of of matrimony are the couples in front of the altar exchanging their vows kasi sila yung nag-e-exchange ng vow, no? And in contract marriage, I seek my best interest. You seek your best interest, no? Like for example, you will marry a CEO, 'di ba? Parang do sa mga nababasa kong mga mga kasi kapag pastime ko kung ano-anong binabasa ko, paborito ko din magbasa ng mga romance novels online. Ang gusto ko yung mga divorce, mga ganon. Tapos maghahabol, ganon. Yung mga ganon lang. Minsan, pag nabubore ako, pag nagsawa ako sa mga napaka-religious na no? And then, pangalawa, yung basahin mo yung my gorgeous wife is an ex-convict, no? Actually, ang pinakamagagandang novel story dyan, mga Chinese stories na kinuha ng mga loko-lokong mga authors, translate sa English, pinalitan yung pangalan ng mga characters at title, pero minsan may nalilihis pa rin na Chinese na pangalan or words, mga ganon. And you will see that story, Sis Macy, hindi siya romance lang, puno siya ng social problems and issues, mga ganon, and injustices, parang ganon, no? And then, yung mga solution dyan. And ganon din yung isa pang story na nabasa ko, share ko sa inyo minsan, no? It's a very good, yung story na the divorce heiress revenge, ganon. But of course, I'm not in favor of divorce, no? It's only a matter of entertainment pastime. Then, ikalawa, sa covenant marriage, sabi diyan, I seek God's will for our best interest. That's why, nakaharap kayo sa altar no? Kasi gusto nyong maging witness ang Panginoon sa inyong pag-iisang dibdib at ibigay ng Panginoon sa inyo yung kanyang blessing, no? Napapayagan niya kayo, no, na magsama. Ayan. Siya yung witness nyo. Then in contract marriage, you negotiate the terms. No, ganito, pero kapag ganito, ganito. In covenant marriage, you serve each other. No, you will love each other, you serve each other. No? In contract marriage, you keep a record of performance. No? Doon naman sa covenant marriage, you keep no record of any wrongdoings, kumbaga. In a way na hindi ko sinasabi na hindi mo i-take note naman ng na literal yung pero kumbaga hindi ka nagtatanim ng sama ng loob, no? And then I punish failure, no? Doon sa contract marriage, no? You punish failure. Doon naman sa covenant marriage, you forgive, no, the failure of each other, no? And the goal is winning, no? Doon sa contract marriage, the goal is worshiping dito sa covenant marriage. And a professional relationship sa contract marriage and a personal relationship naman sa covenant marriage. So, take note dun sa pagkakaiba kapag sinabing it's a contract and a covenant. Kaya sa atin, we disagree, no? And we oppose divorce kasi nga we believe that it is a covenant, no? Hindi lang siya basta-bastang papel na pipirmahan. It's a covenant. Ayan. Next, brother. Okay, so based on the Code of Canon Law, ayan, the canon law is the legal framework of the church, it uses the term covenant instead of contract, admits to itself the essence of the church, no? Kaya ang ginagamit na term sa canon law is covenant instead na contract kasi nandun pa rin naman yung element niya despite of its legal framework ng kanyang religious and spiritual nature. Ayan. So next, brother. And of course, basahin natin sa CCC. In CCC 2382, ganito ang sabi, the Lord Jesus insisted on the original intention of the Creator who willed that marriage be indissoluble. No? Indissoluble yung marriage para sa ating Panginoon. No? And so, yun ang ginugusto ng simbahan. Yun ang sinusundan ng simbahan. He abrogates, ayan, the accommodations that had slipped into the old law. Yan yung sinasabi ko kanina. No? Inabrogate niya. No? Kumbaga, sinita niya. No? Pinigilan niya yung accommodation na nag-slip, no? Nakalusot doon sa old law. Inaccommodate yung mga tao para dahil nga sa katigasan ng kanilang mga ulo. O sige na, sabi ni Moises. Between the baptized, no? A ratified and consummated marriage cannot be dissolved by any human power or for any reason other than death. No? It cannot be destroyed. No? And no human powers and other institutions shall have the power and ability to destroy severe the covenant between a married husband and wife. Ayan, next, brother. Unless kamatayan nilang dalawa. And in 2383, sabi pa rin, the separation of spouses while maintaining the marriage bond can be legitimate in certain cases. O dito, take note of this, provided for by the canon law. If civil divorce, ano yung civil divorce dyan? Remains the only possible way of ensuring certain legal rights, the care of the children, or the protection of inheritance, it can be tolerated and does not constitute a moral offense. It will not sever the bond between marriage, yung civil divorce na sinasabi dito. But take note, katumbas ito ng annulment and legal separation. No, it does not constitute a real divorce na kung saan na si-sever, no, yung kumbaga marriage bonds, no. Ayan. So, importante piliin mo talaga mapapangasawa mo discern well, no? Kasi syempre magsasama na kayo pang habang buhay and you need of course to tignan mo, no, na talagang kapag nagkakaproblema kayo nag-uusap kayo. Ayan, mga ganyan, no? Ayan. Now, next, brother. Yan yung civil divorce na tinatawag, no? CCC 2384, divorce is a grave offense. Sabi naman dito, no? Divorce is a grave offense against the natural law. Bakit? Kasi of course, ang gusto ng Diyos, no, para sa atin ay maging monogamous, no? May mga nagsasabi na males are actually and naturally polygamous and males are against marriage, no? Ayaw nila ng kasal kung maaari kasi nga daw para makapag-anak sila ng iba, di ba? And kumbaga in Ilocano agpunpunnet da, no? Tiket da nga sawen. But it's not true. It's not true naman. It's not true. It's just a hypothesis, no? It's not yet proven naman, no? Now, sabi dito, syempre directed kasi ang marriage towards procreation and loving each other, no? So, it claims to break the contract to which the spouses freely consented to live with each other till death. Divorce does injury to the covenant of salvation, of which sacramental marriage is the sign. Ang sign doon is the sacramental marriage, no? So, contracting a new union, even if it is recognized by civil law, adds to the gravity of the rupture. No, nag-divorce ka, valid yung inyong pagsasama, kasal, tapos nag-asawa ka ng iba, you commit adultery. Why? Because there is no severity of marriage on the side of the church, no? Ayan. even if it's recognized by civil law, no, adds to the gravity of the rupture. Nagkakasala ka. The remarried spouse is then in a situation of public and permanent adultery, no? Yung adultery dito is more on the sin, no? If a husband separated from his wife approaches another woman, he is an adulterer because he makes that woman commit adultery. And the woman who lives with him is an adulteress because she has drawn another's husband to herself. I think the catechism is very clear and no, in its affirmation and condemnation of divorce. And he calls the husband an adulterer, no, and the woman na kung saan ay kinabit niya ay pinagpalit niya doon sa kanya as an adulteress. Ayan. So next po. In 2385, the CCC calls divorce immoral. Why? Because it introduces disorder into the family and into the society. So paano po yung mga biktima ng tawag dito domestic violence, abuse, mga ganyan? Mamaya po sasagutin. May sagot po tayo lahat dyan, no? And yung sagot natin, hindi natin sariling sagot. This disorder brings grave harm, no? Grave harm to that deserted spouse, to children traumatized by the separation of their parents and often torn between them. And nagiging nagiging sanhi yun, no, ng pagkakaroon nila ng talagang masidhing curiosity that enables them to discover more crimes. For example, drugs, no? And other delinquency. No? So tumataas daw yung rate ng juvenile delinquency as per studies, no? Sabi pa dito, and because of its contagious effect, which makes it truly a plague on society. No, bakit contagious yung kanyang effect? Because it does not start there, no? Sabi nga kanina, nagiging adulterer yung lalaki, tapos yung babae nagiging adulteress, tapos yung mga anak nagsasuffer until may mangyayari ng kumbaga juvenile delinquency, no, ma-involve sila doon sa mga yon, etc., hanggang lumala ng lumala. And 2386, it can happen that one of the spouses is the innocent victim of a divorce decreed by civil law. Kaya nga sinasabi ko na ang divorce ay maaaring maging cause ng tinatawag kong, ako lang kung may likha ng salita na to, legal adultery. No, why? Because we do not know na if a person meron siyang talagang capacity to manipulate even the law, no, and the entire legal system, pwede niyang i-weaponize ang divorce and maging way iyon upang makasama niya legally yung kanyang kabit pala, no? Yung kanyang kabit pala. Siyempre valid na ako makakapag-asawa, di-divorce ko na yung asawa ko eh. O ngayon, pwede na tayo magsama, love, kasi konting oras na lang, i-divorce ko na si ganito. Ganon, di ba? So, it can happen
And
that
therefore, bro, tawag dito, ang lugi doon, yung isang panig.
Oo, isang panig.
Luging
Depende
lugi.
kung lalaki, babae yan. Oo. That's the deserted one. Di ba? And,
Yes.
ang term dito is become a victim. Bakit? Innocent victim eh. No? Lalo na kapag under lang naman yung asawa o kaya o nakakaya-kayanan niya o di madali lang ma-manipulate, lalo na kapag yung tao na yun mayaman, maraming impluwensya, maraming connection sa gobyerno, nagsawa na ako kay ganito, no? So kailangan ko na siyang palitan o ganyan. Anong best way ko? Kailangan ko divorce. So I will now weaponize divorce against that innocent spouse, no? So magkakaroon na ng legal adultery, lalo na kapag siyempre pinakasalan na niya yung matagal na pala niyang kabit, no? And sabi dito, this spouse therefore has not contravened the moral law. There is a considerable difference between a spouse who has sincerely tried to be faithful to the sacrament of marriage and is unjustly abandoned, and one who through his own grave fault destroys canonically valid marriage. No, so for example, syempre yung iniwanan, hindi siya magkakasala doon. Kasi hindi naman niya ginusto yung divorce, kundi pinaglaban niya yung kanilang kasal. Ang magiging ano diyan, magkakaroon ng mea culpa diyan, no, all culpability, yung nag-initiate ng divorce. And mamaya pag-uusapan natin yung tinatawag natin na non-fault divorce, no? Ayan. Okay, so next brother. Ayan, so kapag babasahin natin sa Amoris Laetitia, no, The Joy of Love, maraming ano doon maraming mga isinulat doon ang ating Santo Papa, no, na patungkol sa, of course, pag-aasawa, na patungkol sa kabanalan ng sakramento ng kasal. Ayan, so it's recommended for you na basahin po ninyo, no, kapag may time kayo, yung document nito na Amoris Laetitia. Okay, brother. By Pope Francis. Okay, next na brother. Nandiyan ka ba? Ayan. Ganun din naman sa Familiaris Consortio, no? Ni Pope John Paul II, saint na siya, no? Na kanyang isinulat para sa katatagan ng pamilya. So makikita mo diyan yung pagtuturo ng simbahan patungkol sa kahalagahan ng pagpapalakas ng marriage as a social institution. It is inviolable talaga. At yan ay of course part ng family. Ayan. So next brother. Ayan. Very familiar kayo dito, di ba? Yung sa Fatima, yung Sister Lucia. No? And sabi dito ni Cardinal Carlo Cafara, no kanyang interview, sabi daw, the final battle between the Lord and the kingdom of Satan will be about marriage and the family. That is why napakarami ng batas na sinusulong ngayon that is anti-life, no? Anti-life, anti-family, anti-marriage. Pag-aasawa daw ng mga pag-alis sa celibacy, no? Ano pa? Divorce, no? Same-sex marriage, ano pa ba? Abortion, ayan, comprehensive sexuality education, SOGI, kung ano. Hindi, with due respect naman sa mga ano, no? Sinabi ko kanina na we are just echoing the stand of the church, no? So sabi niya, do not be afraid because anyone who works for the sanctity of marriage and the family will always be fought and opposed in every way because this is the decisive issue. She then concluded, however, Our Lady has already crushed his head. It's according to Sister Lucia, no? Dun sa interview niya, no? Sa kanya ni Cardinal Cafara. And tama si Leo dun sa Castica Novi ni Pope Pius XI, mas traditional yung approach, mas strict pa doon yung mga guidelines na sinabi at pagtuturo, no? Okay, so na-cite din ata yan dun sa mga naunang mga documents na sinabi ko, brother. Okay, next po. Ayan na, ang dami na, oh. Diba? My body, my choice. Ayan, same-sex marriage, no? Divorce, why not? No, so, we've cited the arguments from the Alliance for the Family Foundation Philippines Incorporated, no? At ang chairman dyan noon si Rosie B. Luistro, no? Siya yung chairperson nung of course, para hindi natin mastroman, no, yung punto ng mga representative ng pro-family and against divorce. Okay. So, first slide, brother. Divorce in the Philippines is not legal, but it looks like there are more couples getting an annulment. Isn't this enough reason to legalize divorce? No? So, sabi dito, the increasing numbers may be due to a greater awareness of this procedure than before. We get to know more about annulments or separations today, especially if they involve movie or society personalities. The media, very powerful talaga ang media, no, loves to elaborate on the details but no one seems to be paying attention to the millions of good marriages around which do not see print. Oo nga naman, di ba? Bakit laging na-highlight ang divorce, ganito pag-aaway ng mag-asawa, pero hindi na-highlight minsan or commonly yung mabubuting pamilya na matatatag na pamilya, 'di ba? And when we say divorce, marami na tayong solution, may annulment, no? Legal separation. Especially sa annulment. Pwede naman ng mas gawing accessible, 'di ba, Sis Macy?
Yes. Actually, yung yung father ko legally separated sa first wife
Mm.
niya. O,
Mm.
yung naman, yung annulment naman kasi is, siguro, ang loophole lang talaga dyan is, hindi siya accessible and hindi siya affordable.
Mm. Explain pala natin ano ang difference ng divorce at saka annulment. Kapag sinabi nating annulment, no, um, hindi po nasi-sever yung marriage bond, no, yung covenant. No? Kasi wala naman nangyaring marriage, no, in the first place. Parang ninanalify yung kasal. Kasi merong kumbaga certain elements, no? Hindi ko nakalimutan ko yung exact
Actually,
terms
yan
na
yung yung hindi naiintindihan ng mga ibang tao na wala masyadong kaalaman when it comes to divorce and annulment. Mas better
mm,
talaga yung annulment kasi doon hindi mapapawalang bisa talaga yung kasal nyo. Sa divorce
mm.
kasi kinasal ka na, then
Valid yun
kumbaga
ha.
kung valid yung naging kasal nyo pero nag-separate na kayo. And sa divorce kasi after mong magpakasal ulit, technically kinikilala pa rin ng batas, nakalista dun kung ilan beses kang kinasal.
Mm.
Recorded yan at hindi nila alam yan na recorded yan when it comes to parang mga bansa like US, like Canada, which is mga legal yung divorce doon. Hindi nila alam na dahil dito sa Pilipinas kasi hindi naman sila masyadong aware pagdating doon sa divorce eh. So pagdating doon, di nila alam na nakalista yun kung ilan yung mga naging asawa mo. Nakalista dun kung ilang beses kang kinasal. And actually, sa ibang bansa, bro, Nomina,
Mm.
alam mo bang nakaka-apekto yan pagdating sa job hunt? Pagka nagja-job hunt ka? Pag nakita nila yung maraming
Divorcees,
beses ka
ganun
ng
no.
divorce,
Correct, correct. Ayun sa mga
nakaka-apekto yun sa
binabasa ko,
nila.
parang nadidiscriminate ka, parang nabababa ba yung pagkatao mo, parang ganun, a divorcee
Oo.
or something.
Kasi dun nakikita yung character eh. Bakit ilang beses na tong iniwan ng asawa o nag-divorce, 'di ba?
Correct. Ayan.
Kumbaga
So,
madali siyang kung sa marriage madali siyang kumalas. Paano pa kaya
kumalas, no?
pagdating sa company, 'di ba?
Sa pressure, di makaano, parang ganun, sa mga hardships. Tama. Kaya parang nagkakaroon ng stigma against
Exactly,
them.
bro, Nomina.
Nadidiscriminate din sila. So next tayo brother. Ayun. So yun po ha ang divorce versus annulment. And then the Philippines is now the only country aside from the Vatican where divorce is not legal. Isn't that rather strange? So sabi naman dito, even if all the countries in the world except ours have legalized divorce, this is not a forceful reason for us to have it. If our constitution is the only one in the world that guarantees the protection of the institution of marriage as a lasting and permanent union, then this unique and fundamental law must be something to be proud of. Citing article 15 section 2, marriage as an inviolable social institution is the foundation of the family and shall be protected by the state. The state should be strengthening this institution, not weakening it. A lasting marriage stabilizes the family and society as a whole. Divorce divides and destroys the family. Marriage is not a 50-50 arrangement. Divorce is marriage has divorce is, no? So, marriage has to be 100-100, no? It isn't about dividing everything in half, but giving everything you've got. If one gives 80, then the other must give a 120, sabi sa sagot dito. O nga naman, no? Kung tayo na lang natitira, hindi naman necessarily na umayon tayo sa buong mundo, no? Especially if morality and society is at stake, no? Kailangan maging proud pa nga tayo na kumbaga naninindigan tayo, no, sa sa katotohanan ito ng pag-preserve, no, sa family, no, as a strong, inviolable social institution serving as the foundation of the family, the society, and eventually the state. Ayan. So next, brother. Number 3. And don't worry, malapit na po ito. If the criteria for granting a divorce are well thought of and strict, those applying for divorce can be forewarned that they must have a truly valid case to pursue its filing. Would this be another convincing reason for legalizing divorce? Answer: most countries where divorce is legal have now gone a step farther down by accepting what is called a no-fault divorce. No, kapag sinabi nating no-fault divorce, yung tawag dito, ano na, yung kahit wala ng problema, sige, mag-divorce na lang tayo. O ikaw, ayaw ko na sa'yo. Gusto ko na kasing hanap ng iba. Ikaw din ba? Yes, ako din, sawa na ako sa'yo. Ganito na lang, usap na lang tayo. Divorce na, o kaya, sige, mag-divorce na lang tayo for convenience. Basta, wala ng fault. Diyan papunta yan. Sa US, is very strict daw sila noon na ganito. Pero eventually, dahil nga sa sobrang dami na nang nagpapa-divorce and kung ano-ano ng reason, hindi na talaga kinayaan na lang ang non-fault divorce kasi ganun din naman papupuntahan, ano pang gagawin natin, di ba? So, ayan, mag-divorce na lang kayo kaysa hindi naman kayo magkasundo. O, divorce na, parang ganun. Or, kasi pwedeng i-fake yung hindi pagkakasundo eh. Di ba? Pwedeng sabihin na, hindi kami ganito. O, kasi nag-usap na silang dalawa. Basta ang gusto po namin, ma-divorce kami. No? This means that couples do not need a valid, no, or compelling, ayan, good evening po sa mga nanonood, no, reason to separate. Only a simple agreement to end the marriage is enough. This paves the way for flimsy excuses or none to be legal grounds for ending a marriage. The petitioner for divorce could cite irreconcilable differences na nilagay din dun sa bill, no? Pero hindi nila pinaliwanag, no? Hindi nila pinaliwanag ang ordinals, no, ng irreconcilable differences. Ano yung mga variables diyan? Hindi nila pinaliwanag, no? Without having to validate what he or she means. Dapat ipaliwanag yung irreconcilable differences diyan, no? It's very dangerous kapag hindi talaga yan. Pinaliwanag, dissect kung anong ibig sabihin yan. Next, brother. Ayan. So sabi, divorce advocates argue that it is a solution to failed, if not oppressive, ito na, paborito nyo, and dehumanizing unions. Shouldn't divorce be a consideration to properly address this and other irreconcilable differences between married couples? Kaya nga, mas nakakasira ng family kapag nakikitang nabubugbog yung asawa ng mga anak, ganito, syempre, ganito. Pero bakit hindi inavail yung vowsy? Maging ang barangay pwedeng may gawin diyan para mabigyan ng proteksyon yung naaabuso, di ba? If a spouse proves not only to be overbearing but also abusive and cruel, or if there are situations in which living together becomes practically impossible, there are sufficient provisions in the family code that provide for legal separation of the spouses. Meron naman pala for legal separation, no? In some cases, there is even annulment of voidable marriages. There are also salutary provisions in Republic Act number 9262 or the Act defining violence against women and their children, providing for the protective measures for victims, no, prescribing penalties, therefore and for other purposes for the protection of women and their children. Pero sabi ko nga kahapon, bakit women and children lang? Bakit walang kalalakihan? Sabi nung prof namin, kasi nung pinasayang batas na yan, may siyempre nandun yung yung kultura nung mga majority kalalakihang mga mambabatas na, of course, we are male, no? May pagkamakismo we don't need protection. We are strong, naturally strong. We don't need someone protecting us or a law that protects us because we can defend ourselves. No? Di ba? We can defend ourselves, sabi nila. Kaya, naturally, women and children na lang, no? I don't know if that is
Yes,
true.
pero Eventually, nung tumagal-tagal na nga habang namo-modernize na yung ating society, meron na ring
Oo, mga
naaabuso,
battered
mga
husband.
kalalakihan.
Mm.
Battered husband, emotionally, physically abused yung nila, mga partners nila, mga
Correct.
physically abusive. But then, ayun nga, aso nga lang, ang batas kasi natin is, there's no such thing as violence against men eh.
Mm.
Ang mayroon lang is, loss for abuse. So,
Death of
kung
issue.
saktan nung asawang babae, ang asawang lalaki, eh, yun, ang law lang dun para sa abuse, para sa assault, ganun. So,
Mm.
may pagkalugi, di ba?
Yes, correct, no? Pero proven naman na yan na hindi lang yung mga babae, mga children ang naabuso, maging po yung mga kalalakihan. So it's important for our lawmakers to revisit, no, their crafting of legislations, of laws, no, para at least makita, no, may mga bagong pag-aaral sana about that. Yan sabi dito, um, divorce must never be considered. There is no difficult situation that cannot be addressed in an adequate way. Many difficult situations are worsened by the stubborn and blind passions of hate or indecisions caused by infidelity or an unmentioned third party. Behind most divorces in the West is an untold story of irretrievable loss and betrayal by one or the other. The marriage fails because one of the other party wanted it to fail. Yun pala yung gusto ng isa syempre magfe-fail talaga yan, no? Kasi yun nga naman yung gusto ng isa, di ba? Ayan. So next po, brother, para madali tayo. Matapos na, makapagpahinga na kayo. Please explain the following terms further. Legal separation, annulment, declaration of nullity. Andito na pala to, no? Legal separation po allows the parties to live separately, but the marriage is not dissolved and neither party can contract marriage with a new partner. Yun po parang pinaghiwalay lang sila ng tirahan, parang ganon, ng place. Civil annulment recognizes the existence of a marriage until the time it is invalidated. The consent of one or both parties to the marriage must be proven to be faulty at the time of the exchange of vows, no? After an annulment, parties are restored to their single status. O single ka, no? And declaration of nullity means that there was no valid marriage at all in the first place, no? Yung isa naman nire-recognize yung existence of marriage in the civil annulment, while in the declaration of nullity there was no valid marriage that occurred, no? In the first place. The parties could remarry afterwards because they have technically never been married. So single ka. Ayan. Yun po yung pagkakaiba ng tatlong yan. Yan po yung meron tayo, no? Yung divorce po yung wala. Okay, next, brother. But divorce advocates insist that everyone deserves to have another chance to be happy or at least have the right to remarry. Why not? According to the studies I've read, sabi doon, it's not a guarantee of a happy second chances. Pero binibigyan mo ng pagkakataon daw, probably yung abuser na maghanap ulit ng bago niyang aabusuhin, especially in the case of domestic violence, no? So parang lumilipat-lipat lang siya, no? And meron din yung mga repeated divorce. Bakit second chance na nga nagpa-divorce ulit until meron pang nag-reach ng fourth divorce, no? Or to fifth divorce. Grabe naman. This argument is incorrect. There is no guarantee that the next union will be happy and successful. In fact, studies in the US prove that first marriages are the ones that really last. And often, and remarries ultimately fail, no? So, may mga nagre-remarry, nagfe-fail na naman. And there are also studies saying na yung mga nag-divorce, gusto din nilang makipagbalikan. Kaya unli divorce, Brother Ragnar. Tapos in the end, gusto din pala nilang magbalikan, 'di ba? The high failure rate of second and third marriages, no? That's from Psychology Today, no? Yan. So pwede niyo pong hanapin 'yan. if legal separation, no, annulment, no, and declarations of nullity are juridical options which are already available, why would one want a divorce that will ultimately hurt the family? O nga naman, meron naman ng tatlo eh. Hindi pa ba sapat yun? Kaya dapat yun yung i-redesign ng ating gobyerno, no? Mas madali, mas affordable, mas accessible, no? With safeguards, of course, no? And damage to society. Difficult marriages can be repaired. There are programs that couples can attend to help them out. Besides divorcing being costly, mahal ang divorce eh. Kung mahal ang annulment, mahal din naman ang divorce, di ba? It becomes an easy way out, a way to end a marriage in order to remarry or to start a new life without the burden of the family. Anti-poor din po ang divorce. Okay, next po. How costly is divorce? Church laws are against divorce and civil laws should not favor divorce. If we speak here of financial cost, yes, it is costly for not everyone will be able to afford it. Kasi kung yan hindi costly, dapat everyone or at least the majority would be able to avail of it, di ba? And to afford it, parang ganon, di ba? So it's a matter of common sense. Yes, sister. Di ba? In addition, sabi dito, having another family will mean more expenses to support both families, di ba? Oh, the effects of divorce are not limited to the incremental financial expenses. Studies have shown the destructive consequences of divorce, the devastating emotional and psychological effects on the separating spouses, denied it or whether they deny it or not, no? Meron yan. And the children. The children of divorce will become parents tomorrow. The parents tomorrow. They may also fail to prioritize the strength of their families. I've shown a documentary in crime investigation. Alam niyo naman to, di ba? Sa TV. Meron din sa YouTube. Or crime investigated, something like that. Na isang lalaki, bata pa siya, scout pa siya, boy scout pa siya, napakatalino pa niya, yung suspect dun sa pagpatay dun sa mga kabataan din na tinatatakan niya ng parang star or letter S or star something na sugat sa kanilang katawan and sinatapon kung saan-saan yung mga bangkay, di ba? And then eventually, nung sinearch ko yung profile nung tao na yun, na-curious lang ako kasi during that time, mainit nga naman ang usapin about divorce, siya pala ay bunga ng isang pamilya na ang nanay at tatay ay nag-divorce, no, broken family, no, because of divorce. So yun yung naging resulta, no? Nagkaroon din siya ng depression until nag-progress into a psychopathic condition kung saan nag-progress siya into a criminal, no, at pumatay siya. And then sabi ko, wow, this is very timely. Sabi ko, tignan nyo, meron akong sample. Kasi nung ginamit ko yung nobela nga naman na napanood ko, ay nabasa ko, ginamit ko lang siyang tool dun sa Facebook na, you see, dito sa nabasa ko, yung mag-asawa dumaan sa maraming pagsubok pero nagkabalikan. Ang daming nagalit sa akin. Sabi nila, hindi mo pwede gamitin yan kasi fiction nga yan ganito. Ang dami talagang nagalit sa akin, promise, no? Dun sa part na yon. Kaya sabi ko, ito, paano to, documented to, di ba? Documented to na isang binata, no? Naging serial killer. Naging serial killer, ayan. So tayo po ba ay anti-divorce? Ayan. So kami po ay pre-present lang po namin po yung turo po ng aming simbahan when it comes to divorce. Personally, ako po anti-divorce po ako. Ayan. And then, so sabi to, how costly is divorce, di ba? Kung magkakaroon ka ng ibang pamilya, edi mas naman yon, di ba? And then studies have shown that divorce increases the possibility of juvenile or at least contribute, no, to the rise of juvenile delinquency. Yan ang thesis yan. Okay? So next, brother. But these are more of an exception, and it affects only certain cases daw. The granting of divorce may even be simpler and cheaper in the long run, isn't it? Answer, andyan na. Divorce also damages the stability and unity of the family, di ba? Which is the most enduring human institution since time immemorial. No? Honored and encouraged in all cultures and by every religious faith. If proponents of divorce claim that this will be cheaper than other legal options, they should instead encourage the government to make the present options more affordable. Ano yung mga present options na meron tayo kanina? Legal separation, no? Civil annulment and declaration of nullity of marriage, di ba? Couples may try to convince themselves that it is a simple matter and that everything will end in a peaceful and amicable way. Unspoken and undefined, but clearly evident are the layers of pain and hurt underneath that falsely calm facade of most of those undergoing divorce. Akala mo, ano lang sila, no? Stable and kalmado lang. Pero syempre, deep inside, may stress din na pagdadaanan yan. You can't just commit your life to a person and then let it go. Divorce causes trauma to the abandoned spouse and unspoken pain to the departing spouse. However, indifferent he or she may pretend to be. No? Couples who fail to patch up their differences blame each other and then choose to separate. Separation and divorce adversely affect children's values systems as well as their emotional growth, and nagiging mas prone sila sa mga bagay-bagay na hindi pa dapat nila pinakikialaman kasi the curiosity, of course, lumalaki. No? Yung kanilang curiosity, of course, tama naman si the God delusions to. Mapansin ko lang, no? Hindi naman, of course, lahat, no? But, of course, majority yan, no? Kita naman di ba? When that altered their childhood na, kasi naapektuhan na nga, adolescence and adulthood, in addition, divorce increased problems associated with a missing parent or parents. Yan na yung sinasabi natin kanina, yan ang favorite ko. Juvenile delinquency nga, no? Lying, criminality, and school dropout. No? Kasi hindi na And in addition sa mga to, siguro hindi natin matatapos yung hindi ko na madadagdag yung marami pa tayong arguments dyan. We have the cultural argument, no? Ganyan, etc. No? Okay. Ay, wag naman na, Sis Macy. Okay, joke lang. So, some effects can be staggering like drugs and even suicide. Okay. We can't deny naman dyan. Meron naman tayo mga dyan statistics kumbaga. Meron mga variables tayo dyan, no? Na maipapakita. Okay, brother. 9. Ilan pa ba? A recent survey showed 60% of Filipinos want divorce made legal. Syempre ito, based on survey, kung saan doon sa population, you will have what we call a sampling. Ayan, natuto na agad ako sa statistics namin. Why does the Catholic Church still insist on not legalizing what most Filipinos, including their own flock, including their own members, are urging them to do? No? First, the Catholic Church cannot conform her teachings on preferences that are suggested by surveys, most of which are emotionally driven and difficult to translate to relevant actions. Like for example, sapat ba yung 1,200 na tao na mag-represent ng 96 million na tao na populasyon? Diba? Sapat na ba yun? Yung, for example, the sample is 1,600, magsasapat ba yon? Parang ganon, di ba? So maraming tinitignan kasi diyan ang church, no? Maraming mga reason. Hindi lang siya basta magbabatay sa mga survey lang, no? The sanctity of marriage is embodied in the moral code that is eternal and immutable. In short, it is hindi siya talaga absolute talaga siya, no? The church, no, in objecting to legalized divorce is reiterating a position she has held since the time of Christ. The church doctrine on divorce is unchangeable because it is a divine law. Kung church, no? Those in favor of divorce and remarriage are effectively claiming human laws are superior to God's law. So, yun yung kiniklaim nila. Thus, the church as a divine institution, syempre, di ba, i-uphold talaga kung ano yung divine law na tinanggap niya sa simula-simula pa. Ayan. Ayan, next. A recent survey showed 60%. Okay. What do you think are reasons ayan, why marriages fail to work? Of course, marami. There are many possible reasons, and foremost is the lack of preparation. Most couples whose marriage fails have entered into it impulsively or for the wrong reasons. In fact, according to a survey and study conducted in the US, yung domestic violence, hindi man lang yung nakapasa sa top 5 na reason. Ang pinaka number 1 dyan, yung lack of preparation, lack of commitment, and then financial problem. No? Yung top 3 dyan, hindi ko nakalimutan ko yung iba. Most couples whose marriages failed have entered into it impulsively or for the wrong reasons. An example is when the marriage begins because the girlfriend has become pregnant before marriage, or when the couple makes a hasty decision based on physical attraction. Parang ganun. Siyempre, naakit, na in love, mga ganyan, di madedenay yan, part talaga yan. While attraction may have resulted in dating, it must develop into a commitment, a covenant, something spiritual. Pleasure without commitment is not love at all. Human love should become conjugal love, the characteristic of which is complementarity, a convergence of aspirations and dreams. Divorce is a betrayal of love. No? Sinisive mo na yung wala na eh. This is precisely why it is important for children to learn fidelity and commitment from their own parents' marriage. Pero kapag wala yung parents nila, yung halimbawa ng paghihiwalay, syempre, may studies din showing na yung mga anak ng mga nag-divorce may high tendency na makipag-divorce din. Okay. So, I think meron pang 4 last slide. So, next brother. Ayan. So, bakit na yung aking batok? Sorry po. Is this the only reason for what is termed as failure in marriage? Of course, marami. Marami dyan, no? Pero a common reason for married couples who suddenly consider divorce is selfishness of one or the other. Selfishness to appreciate that everyone changes through the years and to make allowances for it. Selfishness to depreciate a spouse who has less education or a spouse whom one believes he or she has outgrown and is no longer suitable. Yan. For his or her professional or intellectual life. May ganyan na ginagamit lang yung asawa nila para lang sa kanilang self-fulfillment, whether is it in line with their profession or something else, no? Another reason is that many couples do not work to keep their marriage alive, engaging, and worthwhile. Wala nang init, wala nang sigla. After a time, they take each other for granted, no? They no longer ensure their best manners for their spouses. Indifference, yan, wala nang pakialamanan, leads to lack of respect, and eventually one or the other falls out of love. No, hanggang magsawa na, hanggang yung isa napagod na. No? Correct yan, Brother Aljon, no? While there is something stable in marriage and love, maybe those whose marriages fail did not nurture and attend to this love every single day of their married life. Ayan. So, dapat remind nyo yung inyong sarili, araw-araw, yung vow ninyo, yung mga responsibilities ninyo bilang mag-asawa. Ayan. Next po. After po nito, ayun po yung mga certificate po ninyo, no? Yung pre-K na. Just joke lang. You must be talking of easy to mend marriages or minor problems that can easily be solved. What about marriages that failed because of major difficulties? Or what if marriages is not working? In this case, there is a failure in love, isn't it? Most marriages, sabi dito, go through situations that make the couple feel that the marriage is threatened or that love has gone. Kasi sobra na di ba? Instead of giving up, the couple must find a new way to make things work. If the issues appear irreconcilable from the viewpoint of the couple, they may need professional help or an external party to guide them. Anong for example? Ayan, yan na yung mga pupunta sa counseling, no? Marriage counselors, o kaya mga psychologist, psychiatrist o kaya kahit sa pare, no, spiritual directors or kahit na ano.
Actually, bro, pagka ganyan, pagka,
Hmm.
ano kasi ano ako, nung time na, tawag dito, by the way, nasa psych field kasi ako
Oo.
before. So, ang una kasing, ano dyan, suggestion is sa guidance counselor.
Mm.
Magpa-guidance counseling muna kayo. So, sa subject kayo sa guidance counseling, may mga counselor na available dyan for marriage counseling. Then, pagka napansin na nung marriage counselor nyo na hindi lang yung, parang may mga kayo, inner problems kayo, na which is nag involve na yung psychology, yung mental health, doon
Mm.
na kayo isa-subject na ipa-counseling kayo sa psychologist. Then, kung may
Mm.
problema talaga internally, halimbawa, si wife or si husband, meron siyang mental illness o kaya meron siyang mental health problems, ganun, doon siya ipapasa naman sa psychiatrist. Kasi nandun yung proper medication and proper approach. Kasi ang psychiatrist lang ang pwedeng magreseta. Ayun. So, kung
Correct.
parang may mga stages yan
Kasi
kasi.
yung doktor eh.
Oo.
Mm.
Yun, ang psychiatrist ang doktor.
Oo. Ang psychologist po, hindi po siya doktor ng isip. Yung psychiatrist po yun para dun sa mga hindi nakakaalam. Iba pa din po yung psychometrician. Okay? So, next brother. I think last two. Yan. What can be done to save marriage? Ayan. There are, syempre marami. Ayan yung mga sinabi kanina, professional help, no? Mag-usap kayo, no? Seek interventions, then go back to the way you used to be, no? Explore things, no? Go out with your family, and of course, pag-usapan ninyo mabuti yung mga dapat nyong gawin para mas mapagtagumpayan pa yung mga problema ninyong mag-asawa or in the family. Okay. Next, brother. Di ba? Shortcut ko na. How must one prepare oneself before getting married? Ayan, nakadepende po yan. Pero usually, ayan, dapat discern well. May mga seminars, no? Couples must know before marriage the necessary requirements to get married, like consent, validity, and the dispositions of those entering into marriage. They must primarily focus on the sacredness of marriage, no? Isipin nyo, ito ay, tama yun, may takot sa Diyos. Ito ay bigay ng Diyos. Dapat ang maging sentro ng inyong relationship ay walang iba kundi ang Diyos. Diba? O, yun ang maging sentro ng inyong relationship, no?
Tama. Tama ka dyan, bro.
Correct, no? A family that prays together stays together, no? And of course, a couple that go to mass together, pray the rosary together, or pray together stays together, stronger. They must know that marriage is a lifelong commitment of mutual, exclusive, total, irrevocable, and sincere self-giving and sacrifice. It is entered into with open eyes, a lot of reflection and logical thinking, etc., etc. Alam niyo na yung mga yan. Sabi nga doon sa Bible ni St. Paul, husbands, love your wives. Wives, love your husband. Just as Christ loved his wife, no, or bride of his wife, the church. Ayan. So si Kristo ang model natin sa pagmamahal niya sa kanyang iglesia, kaya hindi matatalikod eh. Ayan, pasiko na naman tayo, no? Hindi maghahanap ng ibang asawa na taga-Punta Santa Ana, Manila. Okay. So, meron pa ba, brother? I think wala na. Okay, wala na po. So, thank you very much po sa maikli ba, naming talakayan po patungkol po sa divorce. Ayan.